Kakadosh Boker Tov, Shavua Tov. We're just going to continue with the halachot of this is talking about Erev Rosh Hashana. Shulchan Aruch and Siman Kuf Pei Aleph, Siv Dalet says Mechabsinu Mistaprim Be'erev Rosh Hashana, which means we're going to wash our clothing and we're going to take haircuts on Erev Rosh Hashana. Now, why exactly? Because the Mishnah Berurah explains that we are going to show that we are certain that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will come and He will give us light, which means He's going to take our judgment and He's going to judge us properly. However, though, there's a whole machloket here whether you're supposed to put on new clothing or not new clothing. If you remember, we spoke about this in the past, right? Some people say that you're going to put on the new clothing and then you're going to come and make the shechianu, and in essence, you're thanking HaKadosh Baruch Hu for new things for the chesed, so therefore it's a siman aminta, it's a good siman. And other people say, one second, it's Yom Adin, how could we come and start putting new clothing, because you're not supposed to have simcha on Rosh Hashanah. I always tell you, if you remember, I had that there was once a Sheikh Sibur that came to the Bet Knesset. There's talking about the yeshiva in Eretz Yisrael, and he started clapping in the middle of Musaf. And the mashkiach of my yeshiva, he was a talmid of Rav Wolbe, his face turned white. He said, okay, it's obviously that there is a whole concept of Gilu Birada, but now that you're going to start clapping, people are being signed to death. You imagine right now, you have an entire thing, and they're coming and saying, this guy's going to die this year. You start clapping. This guy's going to well, you're clapping. There's no clapping. Rosh Hashanah, at the end of the day, is a Yom Adin. It's true that it shouldn't be that people are going to go around with a face of Tisha B'Av, that we have to have a little bit of the concept that no, Bezrat Hashem, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But at the end of the day, on the personal note, a person can, that's why we don't say Hallel. Why don't we say Hallel on Rosh Hashanah? Think about it, it's Rosh Chodesh. We don't say Hallel. Because in a day that they're going to be having, right, Sifrei Chayim Umetim, right, Petuchim, you cannot do such a thing. It doesn't bring it out. And if a person does that, obviously he doesn't realize what it is, right, the judgment, what it is the judgment day. So that's just very, very important just to pay attention. That technically on Erev Rosh Hashanah we come and we say, we're certain that it's going to happen, but we know we have to take a limit, because there cannot be that as if to say that there's no problem whatsoever. Now afterwards he says there's a minhag to do tevilah, and bli neder tomorrow we'll speak about the bet hakvarot also on Erev Rosh Hashanah, because there obviously we know that there's going to be a minhag of doing tevilah on Erev Rosh Hashanah, the 5 different times. Now it's there's going to be a machloket the Ben Ish Chai and Rav Ovadia to do with what about do girls go to the tevilah or not. We paskin that the girls do not go to the tevilah, but then we're talking about the entire concept of the tevilah. A person should be very, very careful that during the time of Elul, this is the time that we should be doing teshuvah for the tikkun pgam of the brit, and therefore we should just have that in mind, so that way the entire month, right, we're trying to do teshuvah on this as well. And tomorrow, since it's going to be the Azkara of the Ben Ish Chai, we're going to bring down the entire Ben Ish Chai to do with going to the Bet HaKvarot. That Bezrat Hashem will be tomorrow.